Thanks, Chris, Darren and Andy joining us live on Sky Sports as well. Well, we are so happy to be back. 2021, here we go. We're back behind closed doors, but it doesn't matter. This is the biggest year yet for Matchroom Boxing as we go global. The start of 12 shows in 8 weeks in 7 different countries. Firstly, this Saturday, live on Sky Sports in the UK, DAZN around the world. The return of the #1 featherweight in the world, Josh Warrington against Mauricio Lara, Kiko Martinez against Zelfa Barrett, Reese Mould against Lee Wood, Dalton Smith against Ishmael Ellis, Hopi Price against Mendoza, and this one to kick us off. 2 very different characters in here. You've got the quiet man, Ibrahim the Demon, and Johnny Mental Phillips, who we know has been in the bubble with us before. Ibrahim, firstly, welcome back. It's been a long time, you know, coming up to a year. Last time you boxed in Manchester. Great to see you back, and a real test for you early on in your career.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Matchroom and Sky Sports for the opportunity. And yeah, it's good to be back boxing again. And yeah, it's a tough test, but I'll be ready for whatever he brings.
You've stayed patient. Like I said, it's been over a year. I know you've been working really hard in the gym. Has that been frustrating for you? Obviously, you know, you've been waiting for that fight date, but do you feel that after quite a quick start in the amateur game, that year gave you a chance to settle down with Ricky Hatton and progress as a professional with your style?
Yeah, it's been frustrating, but like if you look at the positive side of it, it's just given me more time to learn in the ring. So
this time up against someone in Johnny Phillips that's definitely coming to win. We saw him try for every second of the fight against Hopi Price. It's going to be a handful, but the kind of fights that you want to be in 2021.
Yeah, of course, I'm prepared for whatever he brings, and I want to be in exciting fights like that. So.
Johnny, welcome back, mate. The tan isn't quite what it was last summer, but you're looking good, you're looking fresh. You look lighter than you did. Remember the fight against Hopi Price. You came in short notice on that fight. It was much heavier than you'd like, but really this is the optimum weight for you and another big chance behind closed doors.
Yeah, I mean, this time you give me 4 weeks, not 4 days. So I've managed to make it quite comfortable. Made it start of the week. So yeah, just mentally we're all there. So everything now is in place. Like I felt good in that last one, but it was rushed, and it was my first time being on Sky. So obviously that was hyped up. Now I'm used to this all. I'm used to it all now. So I'm buzzing. I cannot wait to get in there.
You boxed a very accomplished amateur in Hopi Price. Obviously, Ibrahim, also an accomplished amateur. Not quite the international experience of Hopi Price as well. He has been out of the ring for a year as well. Could be a big chance for you to cause a big upset. You and your team fancy it on Saturday.
Exactly that. I mean, I said in my interview yesterday, this is one more step. I'm not in this game for no money, no fame, nothing. I want glory. I want to win my career with a belt, any belt.
Does that mean we don't have to pay you?
Nah, you've already paid me. So beating him is going to put me one more step for you off me in the title, hopefully.
Well, you look much different this time. Much fitter, much leaner. You look ready.
It's because I ain't had 20 sunbeds, that's why.
I know. Well, don't worry. They'll be coming soon. But Johnny, good luck on Saturday, Ibi. Good luck to you as well. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head here, please. Thanks, guys. Our first live TV fight of the night on Saturday, the return of Hopi Price against Daniel Mendoza. Hopi, firstly, welcome. It's been a tough ride finding you an opponent for this Saturday. We had many tests lined up. You have another one in Daniel Mendoza, but already at a young age, a lot of people watching your performances are not really fancy getting in the ring with you at this stage in your career.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like you say, we've been back and forth, been through a few opponents, but for me, I've just got to concentrate on doing my job Saturday night, and who that may be. Now we've got an opponent, so now we've finally got one. I can just go out there and do what I've been putting the work in and what I'm doing Saturday night.
Obviously, the difficulty to find opponents and also probably the lack of depth in the division domestically. I think Dave Coldwell seems ready to take these bigger challenges. There wasn't many opponents that he was turning down for you as well. Do you feel that you are going to be moving a little bit quicker, not just because of the pandemic, but because of your performances, because of your ability, and of course your amateur pedigree as well?
Yeah, I think obviously we have to move a bit quicker because of the pandemic, but I think me and Dave feel like I'm ready to move quicker anyways. I think with my ability and my boxing brain, that I'm ready to do so.
Let's talk about your last fight at Fight Camp. Obviously, Johnny Phillips we just had up here as well, and I was talking to Andy Scott about fighters moving quicker than normal. I feel like without the pandemic, without that situation, we might not have boxed Johnny Phillips last time out, but actually you got some great rounds in the bank. You feel like those kind of experiences are improving you as a fighter. It's going to actually be a tough fight for Ibrahim Nadeem. You know that Johnny Phillips is a tough man as well, doesn't stop coming forward as well, but that kind of fight, scrappy, a bit frustrating for you at times. You won every second of every round, but a good learning fight for you and going to put you in good stead to progress to the championship fights this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think them sort of fights is very valuable for me, getting experience for when I do step up. So I think having that in my third fight has helped me improve as a fighter, and I think I just need to keep taking these step-ups, and that's what's going to get me to where I want to be in the end.
Finally, big size advantage for you on Saturday, as always. A tough opponent in Mendoza. You know, you find with a lot of these young Mexican fighters get sent on the road in tough tasks. He went the distance with Angel Moreno, went the distance with Abadi, 2 European champions as well. Going to take your time in there, or expecting rounds against this tough opponent on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. Just go out there and take my time and get straight to work and do my job as usual, and put on a very good performance.
Daniel, welcome via your translator here as well. You seem to be putting these tough fights time and time again. Another tough fight for you on Saturday against Hobie Price.
Bienvenido, Dani. Parece que siempre te enfrentas a peleas bastante grandes, bastante duras. Otra para ti el sábado por la noche, supongo.
Bueno, primeramente le doy gracias a Dios por permitirme estar aquí, a la promotora por darme la oportunidad de pelear con un buen peleador, y la verdad que sí me gustan los combates fuertes, y así si pierdo no va a ser contra un peleador malo.
Yeah, and thank God first and foremost for being here. Thanks also to the promoters. It's true that I do really like tough fights, and it's going to be another one on Saturday night, but I'm really looking forward to it.
You're one of, I think, 4 or 5 Mexicans that are on the card this week and next week as well. Everyone tells us the same thing. We come to fight, we come for war. Is that what we should expect from you on Saturday as well?
Tenemos 4 de 5 en nuestra cartelera de peleadores de Sudamérica. Siempre dicen que van a venir, van a tener guerra. ¿También piensas así?
Bueno, la verdad que yo siempre subo a dar lo mejor de mí, y esta no va a ser la excepción. Siempre voy a dar lo mejor de mí. Y yo subo al ring no a dar pelea, yo subo a ganar.
Yeah, whenever I go into a ring, it's not about fighting, it's about winning. I always give my best, and I have great heart, and I'll be showing that in the ring.
Well, thank you, Daniel de Mendoza and Hobie Price. This man, one of, I believe, the top young talents, not just in British boxing, but world boxing. Tough fight for him on Saturday night, the first of our TV fights on Sky Sports and DAZN. Hobie Price against Daniel Mendoza. Gentlemen, if we could come up here for a face-to-face, please.
Yeah, I think we know what sort of fight this is.
Thanks, guys. The third fight on the card this Saturday night. There's Hobie. Oh, Hobie, he nearly did it. He nearly went across the cameras. Looking forward to this one. One of the star performances from Fight Camp last August. Dalton Smith against Ishmael Ellis from Birmingham. Dalton Smith's performance last time, fantastic. Good step up for him again this weekend. Dalton, start with you. We know you're expected to come back before. Little slight corona issue for you towards the end of it, I believe, of last year as well. But big fight for you now, ready for a massive 2021.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'd have liked to have got out again at the end of last year, but I got the COVID-19 and stuff, so we had to take us time. But I'm happy I'm back out on the first card of the year. Originally not the fight what was scheduled in, but again, we can't argue with that. That's not through nobody's fault. And now I'm facing Ishmael Ellis, who's a lively opponent. I didn't want anybody to just to step in as a knockover, and managed to get a lively opponent, and I've got a good fight on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Lee Appleyard, original opponent, tested positive for COVID. Ishmael steps in, but another fighter that's come in to win, another fighter that has a big chance to make a big impression to a big platform on Saturday. And now you're becoming a scalp. you know, for all these young, hungry fighters that are looking for that TV contract or that big platform, to go and beat Dalton Smith would change their life and their career?
Of course, yeah. You know, for these fights, for these guys, they've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And for me, mainly, I've got everything to lose. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure in these fights. But, you know, it's the game we're in. I want to keep propelling my career further and further up. So I've got to take these challenges.
I feel like with that test in fight camp and that performance, you've sort of gone from prospect now to sort of domestic challenger as well. How exciting is that for you in your career? You know, we just had Ibrahim Nadeem up here, Hopey Price. You've kind of gone past that level now, and you've learnt from that short experience. And do you really see that we'll get the best of you when you're fighting fighters that are actually coming to win?
Of course, yeah. I think the better my opposition gets, the better you'll see of me. And, you know, it goes back to my amateur days. I always performed under the lights and when the pressure was on. So I think the better my opposition gets, the better Dalton Smith you're going to get.
Finally, that preparation been great for you. Sparring's been fantastic. I saw you did many rounds with Luke Campbell before his fight, with Ryan Garcia as well. So top-class sparring, and you're 100% ready to perform on Saturday.
Oh, 100%. I feel like each camp I do now, I just keep getting better and better, and obviously getting the sparring I've been getting, you know, it's just making me a better fighter every time, and you know, I'm just learning on the job every single day.
Ishmael, welcome to the bubble. Welcome to this platform live on Sky Sports on Saturday. Massive opportunity for you. I know you work hard. You've got a great team. You're 100% here to win this weekend.
Yeah, 100% to win. Thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you, Dalton, as well. Yeah, massive opportunity for me. Like I said in other interviews, do you know what I mean? A lot of fighters have been turning him down and stuff, but, you know, as kind of underdog fighters that we are, you can't be turning down opportunities, you know what I mean? And I do believe that I can give him a good fight on Saturday night.
Obviously, you are coming off a loss in a good fight and tough fight as well, but you have been active, which a lot of fighters haven't been. Some of the smaller hall fighters didn't get a chance to box in 2020. You did. So coming into this, you know, like I said, off a lot, but fresh as well, and coming off a good camp as well.
Yeah, I mean, I took that loss last year. It was a bit of my own fault. I wasn't really prepared for the fight. I was out of training. The opportunity come, and I was just eager to fight. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, you just want to keep eager and keep going. But this one, I've had a bit more time to prepare for it as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not coming in just as kind of as dead as I was last year. Do you know what I mean?
And finally for you as well, I know the plan is to win on Saturday night, but to give it your all as well, because this opportunity comes around once in a lifetime. A victory, of course, would be life-changing, but a great performance, you know, anything to excite the fans would be huge for your career on Saturday.
100%. I ain't come and took the fight just you know, go down in the first round and leave. I've come here to kind of prove myself and gain something from this, you know what I mean? I ain't come just as a step over. It's a massive step up. And like I say, it's not every day you get the opportunity, so I've grabbed it with both hands. Well,
we're glad to welcome you to the show. Good luck for your huge opportunity on Saturday night, and Dalton Smith for the progression of his very exciting career. Dalton Smith against Ishmael Ellis. Gentlemen, if we could come here for a head-to-head, please. Thank you. This one cannot wait. There's something always special about the British title, and when we talk about governing bodies and politics and vacating belts and unifying, the British title will always remain one of the best titles to win in the sport of boxing. And this Saturday we have a fantastic fight for the vacant British featherweight title. Nottingham's Lee Wood against Reece Mould. This fight, plenty said backwards and forwards, plenty picking it as a 50-50 fight. New trainers in the camp, new opportunities for unbeaten fighters as well. Lee, let's start with you with that new impressive Barnett. I rate it very highly. Ben Davison in the team now, had a good chat with him earlier. Only 8 weeks or so to work with him, but you look fantastic, you look ready, confident of winning this Lonsdale belt on Saturday night.
Extremely confident. New trainer, not so much new things. Obviously, there's only so many punches in boxing you can learn. But the perception of it, how you look at it, how you view it, how you set things up, keeping my base, just fundamentals, and drilling it thousands of times. And I'm really feeling confident ahead of Saturday night. You know, I said about Reece, you know, I said I'm confident in winning, and I said a few things that he took as disrespect. I'm not being disrespectful. You know, I rate him. He's a good fighter, 13-0. in and out of a gym with a world champion, picking up experience. I've heard a lot of sparring rumours as well. It's a good fighter, but I just believe Saturday night, anyone I'm in with on Saturday night, I'm coming away with a win.
Yeah, I've heard both of you guys saying that you believe you're going to win this fight inside the distance as well. One thing Ben Davison was talking about, which he was quite shocked by, was your power that you carry at 126 pounds, and he seems to have been trying to get you to sit down on your shots and use that a lot more in your arsenal.
Yeah, I spent most of my career on the back foot. You know, I've been on your bills a lot of times, dancing around, switching and moving and looking pretty. It's all well and good, it's one way of boxing, but with my power, he was scratching his head like, why are you back foot boxing? And was changed it in sparring, and he's right, and it's coming together. You know, I do whack everyone that's ever took me on pads can vouch. You know, I'm a big puncher, but there's more to boxing than punching. You've got to set it up, you've got to be smart, and that's what we've been working on.
It wasn't so long ago you were on a next-gen card with us in Nottingham, and I kind of felt like you were a young fighter coming through. Of course, things have happened very quickly for you. Great run in the Golden Contract as well. You seem to have had those big fights now, and I see this as, you know, almost like the youngster now coming through against the experienced professional now. Do you see this as a must-win fight because you're not perceived as a prospect anymore?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a must-win fight for me, without a doubt. But yeah, I've been where Reece is with the experience and in a big fight that came a bit too early for me. But like I said, I've done my apprenticeship, as you can say. I've been in them fights where I've had to learn the hard way. And that on Saturday night will show, because that experience, like I said before, you can't buy it, borrow it, or pretend to have it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Before we go to Reece, I know you say no disrespect. You did say Reece was basic, and you believe you'd stop him on Saturday night. You still believe that? You stand by that? You believe Lee Wood wins this British title inside the distance?
I just think whatever fighter can turn up on Saturday night, as good as he is, I'm just on it, and I'm punching hard, and I'm setting things up, and I'm fit, and I'm confident, and I'm feeling good.
Reece, this is your big step up on Saturday night. He's been there before as a young apprentice, if you like, taking that big step up to championship level. Is this the right time for you? Are you ready for this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, boxing's obviously all about time, and I believe this is the right time for the fight for us right now. Obviously win this fight and then go on to bigger things. So I'm looking forward to it.
You said as well in a lot of your interviews you feel like you'll end Lee Wood on Saturdays. He's gone from that prospect to almost like an experienced fighter in the domestic level. You believe you'll win this fight inside the distance as well, but you're ready to dig deep if you have to, and this could be a tough fight for both of you.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm not expecting an easy night. I've said all along that it's not going to be an easy fight, but if Lee comes to bring it and he stands trading with me, I believe I'll get him out of there early.
Tell us about your style and a lot of your attributes. I mean, we know you're incredibly fit. You've got a high output as well. Is that being part of, you know, that Warrington team down there, training with Josh Warrington? We know his output is unbelievable, the way he trains, his engine as well. Is this a case of trying to make this man here empty his tank on Saturday night and push him all the way and take him to deep waters?
Yeah, we're going to push him all the way, you know. I'm expecting Lee to bring his best. He's got everything on his shoulders for this fight. He's got to win the fight. So he's going to bring his best, but I believe our best beats Lee Wood's best.
Well, we cannot wait to see it on Saturday night. Sky Sports in the UK, DAZN around the world. This is a fantastic domestic fight for the British Featherweight Championship. Lee Wood against Reece Mould. Gentlemen, a head-to-head here, please.
Yes.
Welcome back, and this is another cracking fight, cracking fight. Zelfa Barrett against former world king Kiko Martinez. Kiko, welcome back. It's great to see that smiling face again. So many great nights with you. Firstly, we'll go over to Zelfa Barrett. Looking, I mean, you know, anyone that comes in wearing sunglasses like that, you've got to be able to fight. You know, and we know you can fight after that thrilling fight camp victory last time out. Ready to go. Big name on the record. Big challenge for you this Saturday live on Sky Sports.
I'm ready. I'm more than ready. You know, I respect Kiko for what he's done in the sport. You know, he's fought the best. And, you know, I believe I'm one of the best. So, you know, it's my time to shine and to show how good I am.
Fight camp was an unbelievable experience. I mean, you know, after 5 or 6 rounds, obviously we'd signed you before that. I'm thinking, you know, You were behind on the cards for sure. You had to pull something out of the bag.
Part of the show, man.
What?
It was just part of the show.
I like it. I want to see more of that. But don't scare me like that again. But, you know, the left hook that you pulled out bad, show real knockout against a very, very game, good fighter in Eric Donovan. It was a tough test. Southpaw came in. It was a big experience from you that night.
Yeah, you know, I got asked a question yesterday. It's like, what did you learn from it? Could you bring it to this fight? I was like, no. Styles make fights. You know, when I fight another fighter like Eric Donovan, slick, coming, tricking you or whatever, I learned from that. You know, styles make fights. Kiko's coming, you know, and I know he's coming. I can see him coming now. So, you know, we're ready for what he's going to bring. But yeah, fight camp was a good experience, and Eric Donovan was a good fighter.
I believe you said to Sky that you want Kiko to meet you in the middle of the ring and go toe-to-toe. I mean, that's generally not the best thing to do against Kiko Martinez. We know his style. He's come forward. He has great energy. He has a great chin. He has great power as well. Former world champion, all the experience as well. Is that the plan? I mean, are we going to see a little bit of Eric Donovan from you at the weekend? Do we need to see you move, or are you ready to go to war and stand toe-to-toe with Kiko Martinez?
I'm ready for anything. Razzle-dazzle, you know, razzle-dazzle. Whatever, how he comes out, you know, I'll just work on that. I know what I've got to do, but, you know, I know what he's going to do. We don't know that he's not going to come box. He's coming to fight. You know, he's coming for war, and, you know, we're ready. Last time was a good win against a good fighter that we know, but this is against a fighter that the world knows. We've seen you climb in the world rankings. I believe you're up to 5 or 6 with the IBF now as well. Victory against Kiko Martinez, and you can start looking at potential world championship shots towards the end of 2021. You're going to be right up there in the rankings. Of course, no doubt. You know, you've got to be careful what you ask for, and you know I am, and I know what I want, and I know where I'm going, and Kiko's a good fighter, and beating him will put me in good stock and put my stock up to be a world champion. Kiko, welcome, and your translator here as well. It's so good to see you, Kiko. So many great nights we've had. You actually look younger than you did last time I saw you, which was about 4 or 5 years ago, so I want to know the secret there. But you look in great shape, ready for a big challenge on Saturday night.
Kiko, bienvenido. Qué bueno verte de nuevo. Muchas noches muy buenas. Pareces aún más joven que antes. No sé cuál es el secreto que tienes, pero listo para una buena noche el sábado.
Sí, muy listo. Lo primero, thank you very much por contar conmigo en estas peleas grandes que él hace. Vengo listo y preparado para hacer historia en mi país, para ser uno de los pocos en conseguir 3 títulos en 3 divisiones diferentes, y vengo con todo, muy emocionado, muy contento y muy feliz de tener esta oportunidad de enfrentarme a un grandísimo boxeador como Barrett.
Yes, it's great to be here, and thanks very much for giving me the opportunity to come here again. It's true we've had some great nights in the past. This is a huge fight for me, and the opportunity for me to make history, to be one of the few people that have won titles in 3 different weight classes. So I'm very excited and prepared to face a really good fighter in Barrett on Saturday.
What is the motivation for you now, Kiko? You've won world titles, you've been in huge nights. Is it your love for the sport? We know you have a legacy, you have money, you have everything you want, but you just love to fight, you love to take these opportunities, and you love this sport.
¿Cuál es la motivación para ti ahora mismo? Obviamente tienes todo lo que quieres, todo el dinero que quieres. ¿Sigues por el amor del deporte? ¿Cuál es el motivo de seguir?
Hacer historia en mi país, hacer historia cada vez que me subo encima del ring, a estar feliz, porque lo único que me hace feliz es el boxeo, el estar activo, el estar compitiendo con los mejores, y el dinero, nunca me apunté en el boxeo por dinero, me apunté por pasión, y es lo que sigo teniendo, pasión.
No, it's to make history in the ring. I've never been content with money alone. The only thing that makes me happy is being active as a fighter. So it's not about money, it's just about doing whatever I can and giving my all whenever I step into the ring.
We know every time you bring action, you bring excitement. Zelfa Barrett says he hopes you two can stand in the middle of the ring and go to war on Saturday. You ready? On Saturday, you ready for war?
¿Estás listo para la guerra el sábado? Zelfa dice que van a quedar en medio del ring. ¿Estás listo preparado para la guerra?
Preparado, nací preparado y vengo preparado.
I'm super prepared, extremely prepared.
Good. The great Kiko Martinez against Zelfa Barrett from Manchester. Huge step up for Zelfa Barrett. Great opportunity, and so good to see Kiko Martinez back on these shores. We can't wait for this one. Barrett against Martinez. Gentlemen, if we can have a head-to-head here, please. Thanks, guys. I feel really outperformed by Josh Warrington here, but this is it, the main event, the #1 featherweight in the world. Josh, the Leeds Warrior Warrington, ranked #1 with a Ring magazine, out of the ring for well over a year. Big test against Mauricio El Bronco Lara. Will come on to him shortly. I had a conversation earlier on today with Juan Carlos from Zanfa Promotions, and he was starting to make me feel a little bit nervous about Saturday, talking this young man up here on my left. Huge opportunity for him, big reputation in Mexico. Josh, for you, firstly, we'll move on from the frustrating period. We have to focus on Saturday, and this is a massive fight for you. A lot of pressure, people talking about banana skins, people talk about no Leeds crowd to get you over the line. Big moment for you on Saturday, and you need to make a statement still.
Massive moment for me, but it has been a long time. 15 months is a very long time for, I think I said it yesterday, any athlete to be out of action. You've got a good eye of doing this to me, Ed. I remember you bringing Isashi Yamagata over, and he never came back again. He was hard as nails, that kid, 7-foot Japanese fella. And this kind of reminds myself back in 2015 when I'd come through very, very quickly, and I was, the crowds were turning up to the Leeds Arena. All of a sudden, there's 10,000 there. I'm a big hype train, and I'm going strong. But I lost myself to the occasion. I lost myself to the pressure. Now, 6 years down the line, I'm back in that similar scenario. My mugshots all over at room here. It's all over at hotel. A lot of pressure when we're talking about potential box office shows after this. Big unification fights, but I've matured, and I know how to handle this pressure. And got a potential banana skin right here in front of me, Mauricio Lara, but I was preparing for war anyway, so whatever he brings, I'm ready. Ready.
We know those Mexican challengers do come. I spoke to Juan Carlos, and Navarrete was saying this guy, can punch, he has a good chin, he's very, very tough as well, but it's kind of what you want, isn't it? I know you've been out of the ring for a long time. You don't want a guy who's going to come in and just get bowled over early on in the fight. You want to test, because ultimately get through this, and you're going to be fighting Kanzus and Gary Russells of this world as well, and this young man here has a chance to completely change his life. You are a major target for everyone in the division.
This is it. I feel that mark on top of my head, on top of Space Raider, and like you say, this man here, he's got no pressure. He's coming here full of Mexican pride. I'm a big fan of the Mexican boxers because they always wear their heart on their sleeves. And like I say, there's no pressure. He's going to come and bring it, but I wouldn't want it any other way. There's no good me blowing out some tin can, like maybe the fellow who's ranked #5 in Spain. I'd have beaten him with my left hand, with one hand behind my back. There's no disrespect for him, but shocking that he's ranked #5 in there. I think he's going to be fighting for a European title soon. Now this guy is a real puncher. He's got a better knockout ratio than me, and I know he's going to bring it, but that's just going to chew me up nicely for the potential fights down the line. But make no mistake about it, I'm treating him like a monster, because I can't afford to have a banana skin, a slip up at this stage, because I can't afford to be adding another 2 years onto my career, building back up. It's about striking while the iron's on it now. And 15 months, I've been itching to go ahead. I need to be back and coming back with a performance, and it's going to come.
I was speaking to Tony Bellew earlier as well, and he said that I'm never ever betting against Josh Warrington again. People felt that Carl Frampton might beat you, people thought Lee Selby might beat you, and you feel like you've now transformed from a ticket seller to a real pound-for-pound top-quality fighter. We know you're ranked #1 in 126 pound by the Ring magazine. That is the Bible of boxing. That tells you everything you need to know. I know you want that belt so desperately as well, but this time you haven't got the fans. You're not a ticket seller. You're just a guy who's fighting behind closed doors against a tough opponent. But do you feel now that you've made that transition from ticket seller to now established, you've earned that right to call yourself the #1 featherweight in the world and a pound-for-pound top fighter?
It's there on paper, and obviously it's all glamorous saying, yeah, I'm #1 in the world, and I'd like to put it out on there on social media. I'd like to remind the missus who she's talking back to when she's back chatting me at home. #1 fighter in the world here. But it's got to be proven in the ring as well, and I've beaten the big names, but I still don't feel satisfied. I still haven't got that full belly. It makes me sound old. It makes me feel old. I was only talking to a young Oscar from IFL yesterday, and he said, "You've always been about, Josh." I said, "Oh, is that so?" He went, "Yeah, you've always been about since I've been watching boxing." I said, how old are you, Oscar? He said, I'm 22. He said, I've started watching you when I was 13. Hell, instantly got arthritis in back. but no, listen, we're here, and I'm enjoying all these occasions. And, you know, I've come through the long road, you know, through early days with yourself, British and Commonwealths and Europeans and internationals. But
before that, on small hall stuff with Steve
even
Wood.
the small hall, I mean, I don't want to bore everyone to death with all years.
But let's have it right. I'll tell you, I don't want to embarrass you. You've come from, you know, you talk about behind closed doors. You come from the smallest of hall shows. You know, you're a guy who's come forward, and I think this is important to say. Sometimes you get a lot of stars turn over, Olympic champions, GB squad, and they do get the opportunity to move closer to the mark. There's very few fighters today that have come through and can call themselves a pound-for-pound top fighter, that can call themselves the #1 in any division, that have come from your background. You know, and you know, I mean, I don't want to give you a big head. You're fighting on Saturday, but you should be proud of yourself because you're an example to those smaller hall fighters to say that we can come through if you're good enough and you're guided in the right way. We know the support's help, but ultimately you've earned everything you've achieved in this sport.
Cheers, Ed.
Are you welling up?
Gonna send me up here. Listen, it's hard work, but I've just taken every stage of my career as it's come, and hopefully that might be an example to other pros out there. You know, it don't all have to be rushed. It's not a long career, but at the same time you can take your time learning my craft, and I'm 10 times the better fighter I am than when I won the British title. But it's only because I've learned through these hard fights. You know, I used to turn to my old fella and say, "Are we ready for him?" And it used to say, "Just patience," and that's what we've done. But now I'm here, 30 years old, 30 fights deep. All I want to do is be part of the big nights. I don't want to be having no soft touches. You know, if I could have it my own way, I have a bucket list. Canju, Gary Russell, Navarrete, up to 130, Joseph Diaz, Leo Santa Cruz, Oscar Valles, are all massive fights out there, and that's all I want to be part of. And every fight I go forward, I had to make a legacy. Now, to be a unified champion of this division would be somewhat special. To be two-weight world champion, wow. It's beyond dreams, but I think I'm capable of doing so. And listen, whenever that fire is still burning in the stomach, I'll keep turning up, giving me all, and upsetting the odds.
Well, first things first, business for you on Saturday. The Josh Warrington appreciation moment is over, and we go to Mauricio Lara. Welcome. Mauricio, a lot of people saying a lot of good things about you in Mexico believe this is going to be a very tough fight for Josh Warrington on Saturday.
Bienvenido, Mauricio. Mucha gente están hablando, sobre todo en México, diciendo que esta pelea va a ser súper difícil para Josh.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias por la bienvenida. Un país muy hermoso, aunque no podemos salir, pero muy lindo. Sabemos que es una pelea peligrosa para Warrington y así la hemos tomado desde el principio. Sabemos que es el número 1 del mundo y venimos a quitarle ese número 1 de aquí en adelante, a demostrar lo que estamos hechos los mexicanos y a darle con toda la guerra.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation. It's a lovely country you've got here, despite the fact that we've not been able to go out at all. It's a great opportunity for me, and Josh Warrington's going to face a really tricky fighter in me, but I'm also aware that I'm coming up against the #1 ranked fighter, and it's my opportunity to show the people in Mexico and everyone what I can do.
You said yesterday to the media that you're coming for war. Josh Warrington is a relentless fighter that loves to stand and trade as well. We should be looking for a great fight here on Saturday, shouldn't we? Two guys that are really going to put everything on the line.
Sí, dijiste en los medios que iba a traer guerra. Josh también le gusta pelear y ir al medio del ring. Tiene que ser una buena pelea, ¿no? El sábado.
Claro, es una guerra, como lo dije desde un principio, me gusta ir al choque, va a haber choque, a Warrington le gusta lo mismo y ese día alguien va a salir con la cabeza volada.
Yeah, it's just as you've described. I enjoy coming for war. We're going to clash in the ring. That's definitely going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it.
I spoke to Zanfa Promotions this morning, and they were telling me that Emmanuel Navarrete says that you're one of the biggest punchers he's faced at 126 pounds. You feel like you have the power to win this fight by knockout on Saturday night if the opportunity comes?
Estaba hablando con Zanfa Promotions. Navarrete ha dicho que eres uno de los golpeadores más fuertes en 126. ¿Vas a buscar el knockout el sábado?
Claro, desde que suene la campana del primer instante voy a salir a buscar el knockout. pero como lo voy a repetir, estoy preparado para una guerra de 12 rounds, pero si está knockout, lo voy a salir a buscar y no lo voy a desaprovechar en ningún momento.
Yeah, from the first bell, I'll be looking for the knockout. That's not to say that if it doesn't go the distance, I'll be ready, because I'm prepared for whatever comes.
And finally, life-changing opportunity for you. We know Mexico is a country steeped in boxing history. It would be a big win for you, it would be a big win for Mexico as well. You're here to deliver victory for Mauricio Lara in your country on Saturday night.
Obviamente es una gran oportunidad, una gran historia de boxeadores en México. Será la oportunidad de crear historia, ¿no?, para tu país, para Mauricio Lara el sábado.
Claro, claro, llevar este triunfo a la Ciudad de México, a México, es bastante grato y va a ser bastante grande. Entonces hay que aprovecharlo y a empezar a marcar nuestra historia desde el 13 de febrero.
Yeah, so I'd love to make history on the 13th of February to take this victory home to Mexico City. It's a huge opportunity and I'm really looking forward to taking advantage of it.
Thank you, El Bronco. Mauricio, thank you. Tough fight for you on Saturday night, my friend. This is going to be a great, great fight. A lot of people talking about this here and in Mexico as well. The #1 featherweight in the world, Josh Warrington, faces Mauricio Lara, live on Sky Sports in the UK, DAZN around the world. A huge night of boxing to start us off for 12 shows in 8 weeks in 7 different countries. But it all starts this Saturday from Wembley Arena. Gentlemen, if we can have a face-to-face here, please.